up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my best makeup of 2017. Now these are all my favorite products from the year. They're not necessarily made in the year, but they're my most used products of the year and the products that I continue to go back to throughout the entire year. So yeah, I have some that are a little bit more recent that came to us at the end of the year and some that I've been using since the beginning of the year, but they all are my favorite products. So if you'd like to see what I think of everything I have here in this video, just keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment before you leave. Let's get into it. Alright, so today I am going to go in the order of what I use. So I'm going to start off with primers, of course. And I have two primers here for you. They're both kind of higher end. I'm sorry. I didn't really try out many primers from the drugstore this year, so that's definitely something I'm going to be doing this year. The first one I have for you guys is the Marc Jacobs Undercover Coconut Primer. Now this is like a very, very good primer. It's very hydrating, keeps the skin moisturized while you use it, which is absolutely amazing. It's very, very similar to the Too Faced Coconut Primer, I'm forgetting the name of it, but there's a primer from Too Faced that's about, I think, $8 or so cheaper than this one, and I really like that one as well. This one's just really, really good for hydrating and keeping the skin even while under foundation. So I really, really like this guy. Next, my second primer is one that I've been using all year. This was super, super popular on Instagram mainly, and that is the Farsali Unicorn Essence, which, I mean, if you can see this, it's so pretty. It's like the prettiest pink primer that I have ever seen in my life, and it's kind of illuminating. It helps stick the foundation to your face, so I actually will use these both together sometimes because this helps your makeup last longer while the other helps hydrate, even though this has some eye hydrating aspects to it as well. This one also really smells good. I honestly think it smells kind of like, if I had to say anything, it would be like Fruity Pebbles, which I really, really love. So I really love this primer. This is also a more expensive one. I'll make sure to have everything listed with prices either on the screen or in the description box down below. Alright, we're going to move on to foundations now. And I've got a couple here. I've got 3 different ones, 2 higher end and 1 from the drugstore. So I'm going to start off with my drugstore one, and that is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This foundation is absolutely amazing. I believe it's $5.99, and you can get it at Walgreens, Target, Walmart. There's a lot of different places you could get it, and it's really, really, really good. I'm in the shade Nude Ivory, which actually I think I'm a little bit more fair than this right now, but it's a really great foundation, full coverage, lasts really long. I love the paddle it has too. I'm going to try and wipe it off for you, but the lid has this little paddle on it, and it makes it super, super easy to apply to the face, so you don't have to pour it onto the back of your hand, pump it onto the back of your hand, anything like that. So it's really, really nice, and it's easy to mix with other foundations, so I really, really love this one. This foundation is one that I've been wanting for a very long time, and it was a bucket list item for me, and that is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Now, this foundation definitely did not come out this year, but it came to my makeup bag this year, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I am in the shade 2, which I believe is the lightest shade you can get, and I actually am wearing it today mixed with the next foundation I have to show you. This one retails for, I believe, $64, but I think it's really, really worth it. It makes your skin look so beautiful and glowy, and it's a great one to mix with other foundations as well. I'm a big, big fan of this one, and I also would really like to try out the foundation powder that it comes with too, because I've heard that's even better than this foundation itself. So yeah, look out for that in next year's favorites. Alright, the third and final foundation is my Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. This guy has been my go-to. I literally went through 2 of these bottles this year. It is so good. I found this foundation right before I left Ulta and went to Yonkers to work for Estee Lauder, and this is one that I would wear on a daily basis. It's your skin but better, basically, and it's like a really natural looking full coverage foundation, which is really, really nice, but I really like that. And I'm in the shade 100 Ivory N. Moving on, we're going to go to concealer now. I have a couple different ones here. I have 2 from the drugstore and 2 that are more high-end. Starting with the drugstore, I have my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Now, this is not a new one for 2017, but this is one that I rediscovered in 2017, and I am absolutely in love with it. As you can tell, I've used basically the entire thing, and it's just a really, really amazing concealer. It is full coverage, hides everything. It's very illuminating as well, which I absolutely love. Next one from the drugstore, if I didn't involve this in my video at some point, that would be crazy, because this is one of my favorite concealers of all time. This is the Photo Focus Concealer that goes with my Wet n Wild foundation. This one is it's so inexpensive, but it is so good. Like, I could compare this to a high-end concealer. It's so good. It's cruelty-free as well, which is absolutely amazing. I love when brands are cruelty-free. So yeah, I'm in the shade Light Ivory. So yeah, if you are looking for a cheaper foundation and concealer combo, I would say go with these 2. They're absolutely amazing and you really can't go wrong. Next up, I think this one is on literally everyone's best of 2017s for concealer, and that is the Tarte Shape Tape. I am obsessed with this. I have been since it came out. Mine is in the shade Fair, and I actually use this to highlight. I don't like to use it to conceal all the time because it can get a little bit cakey, but I do really like this to highlight the high points of my face. And last but not least, my 4th concealer is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in this little pot here. This thing has been used, and if you can see, but I have basically gotten all the way down to the bottom there. That's crazy. And I'm in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. And this is actually one of the most amazing and easiest concealers to work with. It is spendier, obviously, but it's so comfortable under the eyes. You don't feel it cake up or anything like that. And it mixes well with any powder that I use. So I'm a really big fan of this, and I will probably continue to repurchase throughout the next year. Next, we're gonna go in with powders. I have 2 loose powders. I didn't use like any compact powders in the year 2017, but I was super into loose powders. So I've got 2 here to share with you. I've got one from the drugstore and one from more high-end. The drugstore one is my Coty Airspun powder. This is an overall amazing powder. This is, I believe, $5.99. I got it at Walmart. It has a little bit of an odd smell, but I actually really like the smell. So yeah, it really just depends on the person themselves. I love this powder. It makes my makeup last a lot longer, and it doesn't oxidize to any weird color either, so I really like that. And then my favorite powder of the year has to be my Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Powder. Not Born This Way. Oh, it is Born This Way. Ethereal Setting Powder. This stuff is so good. Like, seriously. Look how much I have left. I used that entire thing. I'm gonna buy another one too. Like, it's that good. It makes your under eye feel so smooth, and it makes just your whole makeup application just looks a lot more flawless when you use this powder, which I really love. And this one, I believe, is $32. I really like it. I really suggest everyone check it out. Next up, we're gonna talk about contouring, and contouring is one of my favorite things because I don't really have cheekbones, and it gives me the effect of having cheekbones, so that's nice. But I actually got really into cream contouring this year. I hated it before. I was like, I don't want to put creams on my face because I already have dry skin and all this stuff. But I discovered this little guy. I have another contour stick in my worst of 2017 / worst trends of 2017 video coming up. I believe that video will be out within a week or so. But this one is by Fenty Beauty. It is one of their matchsticks. It's in the shade Amber. It's really good, a nice ashy tone contour, and it just it's really easy to use, which I like. I really don't like when it's like a palette form, so you have to like draw it on, but like this is really handy, so I really like that. And last but not least, my contour powder from the year. This is it. It's this Tarte Duo. And as you can see, I've gotten a ton of use out of this. I use this pretty much every single day of my life. If I don't use this, I may be using my Kat Von D one, but this one is my absolute favorite and there's no replacing it. I need to buy another one really soon or else I'm gonna be really sad. So after contouring, I normally will bronze, and I've got 2 bronzers, I believe, with me. 2, yes. So I've got one drugstore and one more high-end. My drugstore one is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Ultra Bronzer or Ultra Bronze shade. It's a nice and neutral everyday bronzer. It's really, really good, really creamy, very pigmented. This is what it looks like on the back of my hand there. It looks very, very natural, which I love. I don't like any bronzer that's going to be super heavy. So yeah, I really, really like that. I believe this is like $7 and you get a ton of product. So. And then next up, I have my limited edition Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is the bronzer I use in basically every single makeup look. It's my favorite by far. I believe this ranges for $49 or $59. I'll try to link it down below. I know this is coming back, I think, or is what I heard. So that's really exciting. It's a really great bronzer if you can get your hands on it. It's very neutral undertone, no orange in it at all, which is so nice when you're so pale. And now we're gonna move on to blushes. I've got 2 drugstores and 1 high-end this year. I believe this one was in my last year's one as well, but it is my Milani Luminoso blush. This has always been one of my favorite blushes. It's a nice coral toned shimmery blush. It's just very, very pretty and I really like it. Easy to wear. Next up, from the brand e.l.f., I have the shade Mellow Mauve, and this is what it looks like. It's super, super pretty, very pigmented. I believe this was like maybe $3. Maybe. It's super pretty, and this is one that I use every single day, so I really, really like it. And then for high end, I have my Marc Jacobs Kink and Kisses blush. This is what it looks like. I had wanted one of these blushes for the absolute longest time, and I finally bought one during the November VIB sale, and I quickly fell in love with this formula. Just like the bronzer, the formula is absolutely amazing. It looks very natural, and the skin is not too pigmented, so I really, really like this one. I believe these are $42 as well. Alright, now we're going to move on to one of my favorite steps when it comes to makeup, and that is highlighting. Highlighting is my favorite thing in the entire world, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things to share with you, and I'm going to start with my one cream highlight. This is the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. As you can see, I have a trend of loving Marc Jacobs products. They're so good, some of my favorites, and this is just really, really good for highlighting the body. I use it consistently to highlight my legs and my shoulders because I am so pale, and it's nice to have some color there. So I really, really love these, and I also will put them on my beauty blender and use it to highlight my face, and I really, really love that as well. Next up, we have, it's an oldie but for sure a goodie, and it's one that I had in my collection for a very long time and I just recently rediscovered, and that is MAC Soft and Gentle. Now this is something I would use for like an everyday highlight. It's not one that's like super blinding, but it's super, super pretty nonetheless. It just looks like that. It's really, really natural, and it just gorgeous. Next up, this one is easily the one I most use this year. As you can see, I hit pan, and this is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm Cosmetics. This is so good. I like to apply this with a wet sponge and just dab it in, and it makes it look so natural and seamless but blinding at the same time, which is absolutely amazing and what I want in life and out of my highlighters. So yeah, I really, really, really like this one. The next highlight I have is from Artist Couture. This is a loose highlight, and it's in the shade Illuminati. And this I actually got in a BoxyCharm, and I was so stoked to get it because I'd wanted it for a very, very long time. Now this one I really like to use to highlight my body as well. It's easier to do that with a loose one, I think. But it's also, I will also highlight my face obviously with it, but it's a really, really good one, and I definitely suggest that you check that out. And the last highlighter of the year is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It is Princess Cut, and this is a more lavender type shade. It's so, so beautiful. The pan size is huge. I have like 4 Jeffree Star highlighters, and I'm obsessed with all of them, but this is by far my favorite one. I love the pan size. The shade is so, so pretty, and these highlights last on your face all day, so I really, really love that about these. Next, I'm going to go with my eyeshadow palettes of the year, and this year I have 3. This is what it looks like on the inside. It is super, super pretty. As you can tell, I am obsessed with warm eyeshadows, and I have gotten a lot of use already out of this already. This one retails for $129. I got it during the Sephora VIB sale. I am absolutely obsessed with this. If you can afford one of these eyeshadow palettes, I definitely suggest buying one. They are so good, and I really, really hope to get more Natasha Denona palettes in the future because they're just so amazing. Next up, I have my girl Jaclyn Hill's Morphe palette. She put so much thought into this thing. It's crazy. It is so, so good. Literally, if you had this palette, you might not ever need another one. I mean, if you want more cool tones, you might, but I love warm tones. So yeah, this one is so cool. It has the blues, it's got some purple there, it's got all the warm tones, a lot of transition shades, some even dark, deep purples here too. So there's just a lot of really different good ones. I believe this one retails for about $38. So yeah, I really am obsessed with this palette. And last but not least, this one came to us at the end of the year, but it is the Morphe Dare to Create palette. This palette literally has any type of eyeshadow that you could possibly ever want. As you can tell here, the palette's huge. You have all your transition shades in the middle here, which I think was a fabulous idea. And then you've got a warm section, like a taupey neutral section, a blue section, and then a green section, which is really, really cool. I love how they set up the color story of this palette. It just makes so much sense in my mind, and I think a lot of people really like that about the palette. It's super, super good. And Morphe actually had my favorite brushes of 2017 as well. They're basically all I use. So yeah, definitely check out Morphe and Morphe brushes. They're amazing. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go with setting sprays. I have 3 here. 2 are more prep sprays, and there's 1 setting spray. I really, really love them a lot. The first one is the Origins Ginseng Energy Boosting Treatment Lotion Mist. This stuff is so good. It smells like oranges. I love to put this on my skin before or after moisturizer. This will actually also be in my best of skincare 2017 video. I am obsessed with this stuff. It smells so good, and it just really refreshes the face. It feels amazing. Now this bad boy I got at the end of November. I'm already almost out. Like, we're just hitting January, and that's all I have left, which is absolutely crazy. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. It is so, so good. I can't wait to try more products from Tatcha. This stuff is literally, I've been using it every single day, hence why I'm already out. And I use this before I put on my makeup, so I prime my face, and then I spray this all over my face, and it just makes my skin look a lot more dewy and healthy and just have a really nice glow. So I really, really love this stuff. And last but not least, I have my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This stuff is so amazing. Like, if you haven't seen it before, it smells so good too. This setting spray just makes it so you can get literally every little spot on your face. This mist is so fine that you're not going to get any giant water droplets or anything like that. So that's really, really nice as well. So I really am hoping in 2018 to see more companies come out with the continuous mister, because I think that's just a brilliant idea. Alright, I have 3 categories left. And we're going to start off with brows because there's not many products in there. I have 3 brow products of the year that I actually used. I don't do a whole lot with my brows. They're kind of naturally really, really thick, so I tend to avoid putting a lot of product on them. One that I did really love was the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. I don't know if you can tell that there. That's the shade there. I really, really love it. It's just really easy to use and it's not too heavy of a product, which is why I like this. Now this product right here, I didn't actually use on my brows. This is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit Cosmetics, and I use this to map out on my face all of my like special effects looks, so that's why I really love this one. The color was a bit too light for my eyebrows, that's why I use this for mapping out. Next up, or last, for brows, we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This is something I'll run through my brows every day. Even if I don't put on like a brow pencil, I'll always run this through my brows to keep them in place for the day. Next up, I've got mascara and eyeliner. I've got one from the drugstore that I absolutely loved, and that is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. This is the blackest mascara I've ever seen in my life. It is so good. It gets every individual lash very, very well, and I really, really love it, and it's super cheap too, which is great. I also really liked Lash Paradise, which is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I just lost my tube, so yeah. That's why I don't have that here. Next up, I'm actually going to throw on my eyeliner too here because I only have one favorite eyeliner, and that is from NYX Cosmetics, and it's the matte eyeliner. It's a really skinny wand, but this is what I use to do my eyeliner literally every day. I don't use anything else because I am a creature of habit. So yeah, I would definitely check that one out. It's really, really good. And then for higher end mascaras, I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. This is something I wear every single day. Doesn't matter if I'm pairing it with another mascara or not. I always finish with this, won't run, and it's absolutely amazing. It gives your lashes a really good curl as well. So yeah, I really, really am obsessed with this stuff. And the packaging is so dope. I don't know if it'll like focus it on or not, but it's super pretty. And then last but not least, I have my Pure Color Envy Lash Multi-Effects Mascara from Estee Lauder. If you didn't know, I used to work for Estee Lauder. There's a lot of good products there that I didn't know about before that I discovered while I was working there. But this came out while I was working there, and it's a double-sided brush head. And this mascara is seriously so good. The only bad thing about it is that it smells like flowers, and I really don't like that, so... Last but not least, we have lip products. And I basically have 3 different brands here. I have Anastasia Beverly Hills, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and Dose of Colors. These are my favorites. They're the most comfortable to wear. Today I am wearing Jeffree Star Cosmetics I'm Shook, which was the collaboration with Manny MUA, who I love both of them, so yeah. Alright, so since I'm wearing Jeffree Star, I'm just going to start with this. This is I'm Shook, the one that I'm wearing on my lips today. Super, super good stuff. That's the shade right there. It's a really nice kind of pinky red with a little bit of a terracotta undertone to it. So it's really, really good. And then the other one I wore a lot was the shade Androgyny, and this one is a deeper mauve shade. It's got a little bit of a plum lilac shade to it as well, which is really, really cool. So I don't know if you can see that there, but yeah, I love that shade a lot. Next up, we've got Dose of Colors, and this is one that I again rediscovered in 2017. I used to wear Stone from Dose a lot, and then I dropped it and it broke, and I never ordered it again. But I've then started, they came out with those 2 bundle packs, so I ordered a bunch of them, and I really, really love them. This is the shade Mondays. This is one that you can buy on its own, but it is super pretty. It's again like a deep mauve, but it doesn't have the same purpley undertones to it, but yeah, it's super nice. And then next we have the shade Extra Saucy. This is one that I've been wearing more recently, and it came in the reds package. I can't remember what it's called, but in the red triple set, or there's 3 lip colors in one set. That's what I'm talking about. But it's a nice deeper red shade, and I love reds, obviously, so... And then this shade by Anastasia Beverly Hills, Dusty Rose, is one that I wore a lot in the beginning of the year, from basically January to like June when I ran out. Like, I don't even know if there's gonna be enough to like swatch here for you guys. There's a little bit, but it's just a really nice everyday mauve shade, and I love, love, love it. And last but not least, we have my favorite red, probably my favorite overall liquid lipstick of the year, and that is American Doll by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So good. It's a really, really nice blue undertoned red. And it's just, the pigment is absolutely gorgeous in it as well. There's really no going wrong with Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. I think they're all amazing and really, really worth the money. I believe they're $20 a piece, so yeah. But that is it for this video, you guys. I really hope you liked my best of 2017 makeup. If you want to see my worst of 2017 makeup and my worst of 2017 makeup trends, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so you can be notified when I upload that video. Should be within the next week. And I'm also going to upload my best skincare of 2017. So keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite product of the year was. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.